I meant to ask this Monday and forgot. Just based off some of the post-game videos, are you a big Waka Flocka Flame fan?
I don't even know what that is. I know it's the celebratory song, so yeah, whatever you just said, I guess I am.
You talked last week when we talked to you on Wednesday how much you liked the energy from practice those few days. How have you felt like it's been this week? Is it matched kind of what you wanted, or is it maybe something you wanted to see pick up a little bit?
I thought yesterday was the energy and the intention to do it right was there. Tonight is, for whatever reason, Wednesday always feels long because of the lift that they have in the morning, and you could see the guys dragging a little bit towards the end, but executing 2 minute is kind of what I put an emphasis on at the end of the practice, and we were able to do that. So there's goods, there's bads with every practice. I felt like the guys responded well this week as far as their bodies and trying to get to full speed. Sometimes that's the hardest thing to try to create after games as the season goes on, is getting the guys to full speed on Tuesday, and I felt like we did that this week again.
I asked a little bit about the depth on Monday of the defense. I want to specifically ask about Jack Ellison. I mean, a guy who's a second-year freshman walk-on. Those guys aren't often seen in the field, and yet we see him play a pretty big role and play really well on Saturday. What has he done to kind of earn your trust this quickly and kind of move his way up to where he's really the number 2 right behind Anthony?
Works extremely hard, wants to do right, shows that he wants to do right, has good intentions in how he goes about his work. None of them are perfect, none of them, but as long as you got guys that care and are taking coaching and wanting to improve and then show you that they can improve, you start to develop a sense of trust, and you got to be able to stay healthy throughout the course of the season, so you got to be able to rotate. You guys tell me the numbers. I just tell the staff we got to start to rotate and when we should rotate based off of in series. And he played good with his reps, so we kept him in the game. So the more that they can get into those environments, that is how you develop depth. And you got to be able to trust people that they have done the same prep as the ones, and they can go out and execute. And I feel like Jack has done that with his reps, and Jack has talent. He's fast, he's explosive, he's a big kid, and he cares a lot. And when you have those things, there's a recipe for success. He's got to go out and execute to earn more reps.
Talked obviously Monday how Kale's going to be back this week and expect to see him out there. How does that kind of impact the safety rotation when you talk about, obviously you have Tucker and Matt, but also still getting Kyle, and just with how well he's played through 2 games and still getting Deron his snaps as well?
Yeah, it just changes the dynamics of certain packages we can run with different people on the field, and maybe having guys that are more familiar with the system and how we've done things in the past. And that means that he's taking somebody's reps, right? But there's a certain level of trust there because of what he's been able to do throughout the course of his career and the knowledge in which he has, and not just the knowledge in which he has, the knowledge in which he shares with the entire defense when he's on the field. So if we can stay healthy at that position, I feel good.
Kale, we've talked so much about how great, he is for you guys. But in your mind, when you think back to the last, 4 years with him, what makes him so good and I guess good for that long for you guys?
His consistency is somewhat reckless with his body. I think our best defenses have always had success with safeties that can tackle and also cover on the perimeter, and he's got great speed, but overall it's the same thing. I think that he's really locked in and wants to do his job at an extremely high level. And I think that you could see it, how selfless those guys are. They cheer each other on in that group, and it's about winning to them. That's what they expect, is to win. And so if rotation is a part of that so that they can be 100% when they're on the field, they're okay with that. So the more we can get closer to that collectively as a team and be about the team and not individual statistics or status, I think we'll get a better product on the field and have more success because everybody's bought into it.
With North Texas's offense, what have you noticed about them on film the last couple of days? What's kind of the key to slowing them down?
Yeah, I would say the same thing. It's not hard to turn on the film and see those guys fly around. They got, for one, just great team speed, and that's in all units. Their quarterback is really good and makes plays with his legs and makes quick decisions and understands where to throw the ball and throws it on time. So we got to do our best to have the game plan to kind of keep him off balance and make him earn everything that he's getting and make it hard on him. At the end of the day, they have a run game that's good, and they have several backs that are special. We've seen one of them already just at our level, and now he's there, and he was a good running back at the FCS level, and I think that you've seen our players that have come with us carry that over. I don't know if that really matters. When you're good, you're good.
I think it was last week you said that Devin's injury you couldn't figure out. I was wondering if you could kind of expand on that.
I didn't say I didn't figure out. I said I don't have much more on Devin right now.
Okay.
You asked me if I knew. I didn't know the status of where he was at. Right now he's kind of getting back into the flow of things, and he's not in the rotation as of right now.
You said on Monday you said Fridays are built to be very similar on the home and on the road. What did that Friday look like, and what's the routine that allows you guys to have that success on the road?
Well, we get up in the morning, we meet, and then we go through what is, close to an hour and 5 minutes of full speed work. And then we break from there and we do our kind of clap sessions at the end of the night. So the players come back and then we head to the hotel. And so the only difference is now when we finish practice, they'll have an hour to get ready and pack their stuff away and get ready to go get on a plane. When we get there, we're going to resume as normal as if it's a home game. So the dinner and the meetings will all be the same.
When you look at the improvement this team was able to make from week 1 to week 2, the week 1 to week 2 jumps just across football seem to be pretty common for good teams. But what is the improvement you want to see from week to week? Is it a similar extent, or what's kind of your focus?
Yeah, I think if you want to be great, you want to have the same type of jump but at a different level. There's so many things that we can improve at, and it's on all of us to take accountability to the things that we failed at, look at it, grow from it, take the coaching, and get better. And I'm hoping that we see that this week. Will it happen? That's up to the players. When we address things, they got to want it as bad as we do for them. We can't want it for them.
What role do you see some of your older players and some of the captains playing in that improvement?
Huge, because they've lived through that, and they've probably have been on the other side of losses because they haven't taken that jump or they haven't taken the corrections enough serious. And if we don't come out and play our best ball, anybody in the country can beat you. This is a really good football team. So we need to match their intensity. We need to, things aren't, when you go on the road, people aren't cheering for you. So we need to embrace the boos and the pressure and create our own energy at the game by how we play and having fun on the sidelines. Because they're not going to be cheering for us, obviously. And so there's that obstacle, and we got to practice with great energy in order to do that. You also have to, come out here and do it out here in order to do it at a place where it's unfamiliar to you.
Talked a lot about Brock and his role as a leader on this team. Do you remember your first impression of Brock Dew and what that was?
I knew Brock in high school a little bit as far as seeing him at practice and watching him work, and honestly, he didn't look much different than what he looks like right now. Full beard, and maybe he had a little hair on his head, a little bit more now, or a little bit more then. But he's getting old, and I'm proud of Brock. He is a grinder, and he always is ready to practice. And my first impressions, though, was a kid that was very serious about trying to give his best to the team and being really selfless. And when that comes from one of your best O-linemen, a guy that the position is already selfless, and he comes out every day and lives like a man of character, it says a lot about him, because right now he's earned everybody's respect. He could take it really easy and say he doesn't need the reps. He doesn't take that route. He always is out here. He's always leading. He's always helping people, and he's constantly been about improving this football team.
Have there been one or two guys that you've noticed on the practice field, maybe that aren't in the rotation right now, but that have been constantly bringing energy, bringing juice, kind of bringing what you're looking for from a guy who maybe isn't getting the role they want right now, but is trying to develop down the line?
Well, I would say the D-line practice is really hard. I mean, those guys, you saw them, they're all in the rotation because of what they do at practice and earning trust. As far as, it's a good question. You know what? I think Landon Wright can be really special, and he needs to continue to improve and have urgency about how he works, and that would be a guy that I would love to take a huge jump because talent's not an issue. Knowledge, speed, work capacity, he needs to develop there some, but as far as what he has and how he's improved since we've been here, there's been jumps, and I'd love to see him take the next jump, because if he can do that, he will be able to separate himself from older experience, because he has youthfulness in his legs and is explosive and is fast and could be a huge playmaker for us.